All right, I've been trying to figure out a way to explain this concept that's been in my head over the weekend, and this is going to be my shot at doing that. The future of software is not apps. That's my claim, and I'm going to try to justify it in this video. But in order to do that, we need to take a look back at to when everybody who wanted software wanted an app. And that's when I got started years ago. And then from there, we'll work to what I believe the future is and what it is now, what you need to be thinking about when you're thinking about creating software, creating an app, whatever it is. So I got started, let's go to my oldest video deck here. So 7 years ago, so that would have been 2019, I started freelancing, doing stuff online, building apps. And I got started with this platform called Thunkable. And this was a way for you in a no-code fashion, drag and drop editor, build a native app for iOS or Android. So people started reaching out to me because they wanted an app, whether it was this crazy new app idea that would make them millions, or just something for their business or a little side project. People wanted apps, and this is what they came for. They wanted something on their phone. Now, for business reasons, and for a lot of the businesses I worked with, they didn't necessarily need to be on the App Store. And so I switched over to this platform called Glide, which was a way for you to build a app-like interface through or on top of a spreadsheet. And this is what I've been doing for many of those, these past 7 years. So I've been doing this. People coming to me, build client portals, internal tools, trackers for their warehouse or what have you. We would build these apps for them. And this is what people wanted. Now, these no-code platforms had integrations or limitations, and that started to become an issue for me because me as the expert would hit roadblocks, and then I'd just be stuck and say like, sorry, I can't do that because the team won't build this feature. And that just kind of sucked. So there's frustration here, but people are still wanting apps, which is basically a way for, I think I had a note down here. It's basically your database, which was like a spreadsheet, and your app. That's all it is. People come to me, I build out a little database for them, a little app, and we call it done. Now, this right here is no longer valuable. And that's because of AI. Let me explain that a little bit further. I got away from no-code platforms and started building on top of like a Supabase, which is like an open source database that we can integrate with. No more limitations at the scale that I'm working at. And then I started to use a platform called Lordcraft, which was a more like free visual front-end editor. This quickly got replaced, though, by what everybody's doing now, which is like getting into vibe coding, which was like a year ago, like platforms like Lovable. And then now I'm using a platform called Cursor, which just allows me to build things with AI. And then what everybody knows about Claude Code. And so these tools right here have really changed the game. And what has changed is building an app is no longer valuable. So this layer right here, having an app, building out a software platform, like anybody can do that now. And that's why you hear about people going out and saying like, hey, I just cut my $1,000 subscription bill down to $15 because I've rebuilt everything in Claude Code. And you hear about people doing mass layoffs because like building the software is no longer the limitation. And because now everybody can do it, it's now no longer valuable. And so if you're thinking about building software, like you can't just be thinking about, hey, I'm going to have this really pretty app. You don't need to be thinking about how can I make this pretty? How can I make this easy for people to enter in this information? Like it's no longer valuable. What is becoming valuable and what is valuable is still your database here. That's the first layer. Data is valuable. And I'm going to put Supabase here just because that's the database I use. Data is valuable. With that data, you need to expose it through an API to make all this other stuff possible. The second layer of value in my mind is your systems. So you have your data, and data is like, think about people paying a crap ton of money for Sales Navigator or Clay or any other like database to have access to it. That is valuable. What you're tracking for people is valuable, and your access to that data across different companies is valuable. That's what people sell data. Along with that, you need to have valuable systems. This is where coaching and consulting and all that comes into play. If you have a system that has worked for you and you can sell to other people, you can teach that. If you can implement that in a quick and easy way, your systems become valuable. And I'm calling that skills here just because that's the buzzword. Like if you're a marketing agency, having a system for quickly and efficiently building out an ad campaign is valuable. You can sell that. What's not valuable is building out an interface to interact with that stuff. Now, this is what I talked about in my last video. You probably have not seen that, but I talked about my new tech stack, which is a database, and on top of that, an API. Once you have this set up to where it's no longer just a database and app, but you have an API layer, then you can serve your clients, your customers, wherever they are. And this is what people want. They want to be able to interact with your system wherever they're at. So whether that's on a native app, if that makes sense for your business, they can do that. Whether that's on the web, which probably makes sense, to at least have this layer here, you can spin that up really quickly, is to have your web app. From there, you can do webhooks so people can start to integrate with your system so that they can update things back and forth. And then from there, the last layer is building out your MCP. And so this is the chatbot way of interacting with your API. You take your API, you say, hey, I want to expose these endpoints. So chatbots can start asking questions and updating stuff. And if you set it up this way, if you start to think about this setup, all this other stuff becomes possible. So do not think about, hey, I want my app to look like this, and here's what we need on each screen. I want you to start thinking about, here's the data that we're tracking, here's why it's valuable for people, and here's the automations that we are going to be put in place that people are going to want to pay for, that's going to save them so much time or save them so much money. Once you have that in place, then you can start to think about how are people actually going to interact with that. And as an added layer on top of this, the other thing that's going to become very valuable is AI or intelligence that sits on top of this. Okay. So if you have the data, you have the way to integrate, you have the automations, then you can start to build out, your custom prompts that are actually going to help people even more. And you're going to like running reports over everybody that's on your platform. So you can start to draw more insights and be able to share that with your customers. That's the kind of stuff that becomes hugely valuable. So the future of software is not an app, because that's a commodity now. The future is your data, systems, and AI intel delivered in whatever way your customer wants to consume it. So whether it's a mobile app, a web app, integrating with their existing systems, or through a chatbot, that's the future.